benefits of television as a medium is the opportunity to build on the existing first season. As you've headed into season two, what were you most excited about further exploring with each of your characters?
I think now that, for me personally, now that Cooper's secret is out and now that he's beginning to own that, I was very curious to see what that journey would look like going into season two. But there's this large looming murder, so I think that takes up a lot of the bandwidth that Cooper has.
Yeah, I was really excited to keep exploring the relationships between all of our characters. And definitely, I had heard rumors about what had happened at the end of season one and what they were going to do in season two. And so that made me very excited to dive into this season and see what the writers were going to kind of pull out of their hats.
Yeah, I was excited to continue to explore, like Anna said, the relationships. That was really exciting. Also, it's just cool to because I saw the Baby 4 last year, they were working so hard and they were working so much and they had this really fun dynamic, and it was fun to get to be a part of that. I felt very excited to be included.
It was really fun to have you. To be
Chib.
No, seriously, it was great. I got way more time with you. It was beautiful.
Chib and I will say, our friendship truly blossomed this year. Anna and I were already attached to the hip, so there didn't any more growth and we would become the same person. But Chib and I, yeah.
Those two would be walking together on set, and I'd always find a way to just insert myself in the middle, and that just spoke to how much closer I now was with Jess, and I love that.
Without giving any spoilers, the events at the end of season one are going to have a huge impact on all of the characters, particularly Addie, who has a history and connection with Jake. Annalisa, you've handled that journey with so much nuance. How did you create the space for yourself to dive into that emotional arc in season one and in season two?
Yeah, it was a lot of music, a lot of kind of time alone. I got to work in the very beginning with our lovely acting coach, Miranda Harcourt, and just kind of being able to talk to her about where trauma in all its different forms lives in the body as well. I started reading this great book, man, forgive me for not remembering the author's name, but Your Body Keeps the Score. It's very popular right now, Dr. something. And yeah, just really understanding kind of for everyone where the different physical trauma will live, and then how that kind of gets brought out for different people, and in little nervous tics or little nervous things, we were trying to cover it up. So it was fun because I really got to dive deep into a little bit of research, which is always what I love doing as an actor.
Answer. And Chib, for you, Cooper's storyline is one that transcends the screen on a topic that's still considered widely taboo in sports. And you brought so much depth to that arc. Did you feel that responsibility as you stepped into his shoes? And now that he no longer has to hide that side of him, how will that impact the Cooper that we meet in season two?
Yeah, well, I definitely felt pressure, or I felt that responsibility and pressure in season one, and I think the timing was, like you said, it's still very current. I think the first openly gay NFL player had come out just last season at the time that we were filming, so it's still very, very relevant, homosexuality in sports. And yeah, now that Cooper's out, I think both me and Cooper thought that the landscape would be different, but as we find out early in the season, he's still navigating that in an interesting way, because we almost deal with the topic of exploitation. So there's a lot more to come there, and it's very interesting, and it was fun to portray.
That's a great teaser. And just on the flip side of that, Janae is another important step in representation for the queer community, where it's a part of her, but not the focal point within the story. And that was a creative choice that you brought to the table when the series began filming. What has it meant to you to see how audiences have responded to the strong female character that you helped shape and mold?
Yeah, it was really exciting in season one to get to bring a lot of myself, or bring a lot of what I thought about Janae to the character. And I think the reason that I had the freedom to do that was because Janae was not such a big part of the books. Like they were
Mm.
kind of like, oh, Janae can be anything. And then I was like, I think Janae's this. And they were like, cool. So I think in season 2 that kind of continues, and Janae continues to be like mostly me with like a little bit of other things. So Janae in season 2 is like exploring their gender. So like a strong female, but also like gender fluid, non-binary man. Like we're really, Janae's not sure. And I think that's really exciting. I did not really see representation of people being like confused or like so fluid that they're gonna, you know, like any pronoun is fine. Like I didn't really see that on TV, so I'm excited that that's gonna be on TV this season.